Good morning, dear students. Hope you are all fine. I am also fine. Thank you. Okay, in today's class, before going to discuss about today's class, hope all of you understood solid state, right? I think all of you had understood solid state. We had finished solid state in physical chemistry. Now, in physical chemistry, I am starting the second topic, that is solutions. So, solutions, what are solutions? In our daily life, we are using so many solutions, right? So, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using so many solutions. What do you mean by solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Two or more substances. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Those substances do not react chemically. Those substances do not react chemically. For example, what do you mean? Here you have to concentrate on two words. One is homogeneous mixture, and the other is do not react chemically. So let me tell you what is a solution here. So first of all, homogeneous mixture. What is homogeneous mixture? I think you had studied in first PUC. You are studying about homogeneous mixture till since your ninth standard, right? In ninth, a chapter is there, that is matter around us pure. Okay. In that chapter, you had studied solutions, colloids, right? Suspensions, all those things you had studied. So the same thing. So that means the extension of that chapter, that is solutions, we are going to study here. First of all, let me tell you briefly what is homogeneous solution. A solution in which components are mixed uniformly, then it is said to be homogeneous mixture. For example, you take one glass of water and add 2 spoons of sugar to it. Add 2 spoons of sugar. Okay. So then mix it with a spoon. What happens? So the sugar mixes uniformly in the water. Is it correct or not? Is there any taste difference? If you take another glass and if you pour half glass of sugar solution in that, and if you drink separately, is there any taste difference? No. Why? Because the sugar has uniformly mixed in water. Therefore, it is said to be homogeneous mixture. Therefore, it is said to be what? Homogeneous mixture. You take some sand. Okay. You take some sand and mix it in water. If that sand mixes uniformly in water, after mixing sand, you leave for 5 minutes. What happens? All the sand will settle down. Is it correct or not? And the water comes up. Is it correct or not? So due to heavy weight, the sand sinks down and the water comes up. There what happens? The components does not mix uniformly. That is heterogeneous solution. That is heterogeneous, right? Heterogeneous mixture. That is heterogeneous mixture. So what I mean to say is, what is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous? So if in a mixture, if the components are mixed uniformly, then it is homogeneous mixture. In a mixture, if the components are mixed non-uniformly, then it is said to be non-homogeneous, that is heterogeneous mixture. That is heterogeneous mixture. Example for homogeneous mixture is sugar solution. Example for homogeneous mixture is sugar solution. Example for heterogeneous mixture is sand and water. The mixture of sand and water. Got it right? So now once again, I'll repeat what is solution, what is the definition of solution. A solution is the homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. They do not react chemically. That means, is salt and water reacting to form any other new substance? No, right? Sure. Is salt and listen to me here. If we mix sugar and water, is it becoming alcohol? No, right? Why? Because there is no chemical reaction. So here one thing you should remember. A solution is a homogeneous mixture. First point. Second point, the components of solution never reacts chemically. The components of solution never reacts chemically. Okay. Note down what is solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances that they do not react chemically. Example, salt solution, sugar solution, right? If you mix salt and water, it is salt solution. If you mix sugar and water, then it is sugar solution. Understood? Yes. Next is so what is definition? What you have to remember? Solution is homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. So one more point what you should remember. Components do not react chemically. Components do not react chemically. Example, salt solution, sugar solution. Yes. Next point. Next, what you have to remember? Formation of solution is purely physical change. Formation of solution is purely physical change. I hope you know the differences between physical change and the chemical change, right? So, since 8th standard you are studying about this physical change and chemical change. In thermodynamics, first PUC you have studied physical change and chemical change. Physical change is temporary, chemical change is permanent. Physical change is reversible, chemical change is irreversible. There will be no new substance formed in physical change, but there will be formation of new substance in chemical change. Example for physical change. Magnetizing an iron nail. Our best example is conversion of water to ice and ice to water. Is it correct? So, example for chemical change, combustion of fuels. Got it right? Understood? Yes. So, physical change means what happens? They can be separated. That means the components can be separated. Components can be separated by various processes, by evaporation, crystallization, distillation, etc. That means, see, if chemical changes happen, it is not possible to separate the components. For example, rusting of iron. Okay, is it possible to separate moisture from iron again? Is it actually, why the rusting takes place? Whenever the iron is exposed to air and water, so the reaction takes place and the iron gets rust. Is it correct or not? So can we able to separate the components? No. Why? Because it is a chemical change. It is a chemical change. Are you following what I am saying? But you mix 2 to 3 spoons of sugar in water. Is it possible to separate again sugar? Yes, it is possible. Why? Because it is a physical change. You take a bowl and pour water and you evaporate. What happens? The water present in solution gets evaporated and the sugar remains again in the bowl. That means we can separate. Hope you understand, right? So, formation of solution is a physical change. Therefore, we can easily separate. Therefore, we can easily separate the components of the solution. Got it right? Yes. Next, let's see what the solution contains. What the solution contains. So, hope you understand. You note this. So, I'll give you 1 minute time. You note this. I'll move on to next topic. So, okay then. Just okay. If a solution is made of only 2 components, then it is said to be binary solution. Binary solution made of only 2 components. Made of only 2 components. Example, salt solution, salt and water. How many substances are used? Only 2 substances, salt and water. So bi means how much? 2, right? If a solution is made of only 2 components, then it is said to be binary solution. So sugar solution, again, sugar and water. So sugar is one component and water is another component. How many components we use to prepare the solution? 2 components. Therefore, it is also a binary solution. Okay? Any solution which is made of only 2 components, then it is said to be binary solution. Got it right? Next. Example for binary solution: salt solution and sugar solution, etc. Then lemon juice is not a binary solution. Why? Lemon juice is prepared. So by using lemon juice, water and sugar. Is it correct or not? So that means we mix 3 components. It is not a binary solution. It is not a binary solution, but it is a solution. It is a solution. We mix lemon, we mix sugar, we mix water. How many components? 3 components. So that is why it is a solution. It is a homogeneous mixture. Is it correct or not? So it is also a homogeneous mixture, but it is not a binary solution. It is just a solution. Got it right? Yes. Next topic is the main topic. So solution is made of 2 things. One is called as solute. Very important, you should remember. So this is very important. What is solute? And the next one is solvent. So a solution is mainly made of how many components? Two components. One is solute and the other is solvent. What is solute? What is solute? In a solution, the substance or the component which is present in lesser quantity is called as solute. Okay? Or the substance which dissolves is called as solute. The best definition is, in a solution, the component which is present in lesser quantity, kadime quantity, lesser quantity is called as solute. Okay? Lesser quantity. Lesser quantity. Okay? Then what is solvent? A solvent is a substance or the component of a solution which is present in larger quantity in the solution. Are you getting what I am saying here? So, in a solution, if the substance is present in larger quantity, if the substance is present in larger quantity, then it is said to be what? Solvent. This is lesser quantity solute, larger quantity. I will give you example. Sugar solution. For 1 glass water, we will add 1 spoon of sugar. In this example, which one is in lesser quantity and which one is in higher quantity? Water is in higher quantity. Is it correct or not? Water is in higher quantity and sugar is in lesser quantity. Therefore, sugar is called as what? Solute. Sugar is called as what? Solute. So, and then water is called as what? Solvent. Water is called as solvent. So, are you getting what I am saying here? Yes. So, there are, see, any solution is mainly divided into two things. One is solute and the other is solvent. Solute is a substance which is present in lesser quantity in the solution, and solvent is a substance which is present in larger quantity in the solution. Example, in salt solution, salt is taken only this much, therefore salt is solute and water is solvent. Got it right? Yes. Hope you understand. Note this. So I will continue next. Okay. Next is types of solutions. Types of solutions. Yes, there are various types of solutions. So, on what basis the solutions are classified? That you should know. So, actually, the physical state, very important, you should remember. So, the physical state of solvent decides the physical state of solution. You all think, what do you think is, if you heard the word solution, then sure you will think that solution is a liquid. It is totally wrong. There are various types of solutions. There are solid solutions. Yes, solid solutions are there. There are liquid solutions as well as gaseous solutions. solutions. Are you following what I am saying here? Yes, there are mainly three different types of solutions based on physical state of solvent. Why? Because solvent is the substance present in larger quantity in the solution. That's why based on the physical state of solvent, solutions are classified into three types. What are those? Solid solutions, liquid solutions, and gaseous solutions. Are you following what I am saying here? Yes. So based on physical state, of solvent, solutions are classified into three types. What are those three types? First one, solid solutions, in which, see, so what are solid solutions? So solid solutions, solvent is solid, but solute may be solid, liquid, or gas. Solid, liquid, or gas. Got it, right? Hope you are following, right? So there are three types of solutions. First one is solid solution. So what do you mean by solid solution? A solid solution is one in which solvent is solid. But solute, it may be solid, it may be liquid, or it may be gas. Okay. Next, second one, liquid solutions. What do you mean by liquid solutions? Here, in liquid solutions, solvent is liquid. Solute, it may be solid, liquid, or gases. You will understand more clearly whenever I will give examples. You don't worry. Just see here. Solutions are of three types: solid solutions, liquid solutions, and finally third one I will write here. There is no space down. That's why I am writing here. Gaseous solutions. So gaseous solutions, I think you understood, right? Here solvent is gas. And solute may be gas, liquid, or solid. So like this, how many types of solutions are there? We have three types of solutions: solid solutions, liquid solutions, gaseous solutions, based on the physical state of solvent. Note down this. So note it down. I'll give you examples. Okay. Now you write a table giving examples for various solutions. Okay, so write one column here like this: solid solution, liquid solution, liquid solution, gaseous solution, right? So write on a table with various solutions, right? Now here, solute, solvent, solute, solvent, and examples. I hope this is solute. Next is solvent. Next is example. See here. Solute, gas, solvent, solid, right? Example, solution of hydrogen, in palladium, solution of hydrogen in palladium. See, solute is gas that is present in little amount. Solid is gas, solvent is solid. If you take palladium and if you pass hydrogen gas through palladium, what happens? Palladium is a metal. Okay, palladium is solid. So take that solid and if you pass hydrogen gas, what happens? The hydrogen gas mixes uniformly in palladium and forms solid solution, gas in solid solution, so that is solution of hydrogen in palladium. Hope you understand, right? Yes. Next is liquid in solid. Liquid in solid solution. Amalgam of mercury with sodium. Amalgam of mercury with sodium. Mercury is a liquid. That is why liquid solute. Hope you understand. Liquid solute, which is taken in little quantity. So, which is added to sodium. Sodium is a solid, which is taken in larger quantity. That is why solid solvent. So then what we will get? So mercury sodium amalgam. Mercury sodium amalgam, which is a solution, which is liquid in solid solution. Liquid in solid solution. Got it right? Hope you understand. Okay. Liquid in solid solution. Okay. Next. Solid and solid. Solid in solid. See, ornamental gold. This ring, okay. So this is not 100% pure gold. This is a solution. Yes, this is a solution we are using. What you are wearing, ornaments, all are solution only. Why? Pure gold is not having strength. Is it correct or not? Do you know that thing or not? So what they will do, they will mix. They will mix some copper or they will mix some silver to gold to give mechanical strength. So their copper is solute and gold is solvent. Did you understand? Have you heard about 916 kdm gold? 91.6 kdm gold. Have you heard about? If you didn't heard about it, ask your parents. Okay. So 916 kdm gold. What is 916 kdm gold? So for 100 grams of gold, 91.6 is pure gold is added, and remaining 8.4 grams copper is added. So that means 8.4 grams is small in quantity, that is solute, whereas 91.6 it is large in quantity. Gold is solvent. Gold is also solid, copper is also solid. Therefore, we mix both the things. Is it homogeneous or heterogeneous? Homogeneous. That's why it is said to be solid in solid solution. It is said to be solid in solid solution. These type of things are said to be alloys. This watch, this is stainless steel, this is an alloy. This is the mixture of nickel. This is a mixture of nickel, iron, carbon. This is a mixture of nickel, iron and carbon, right? So that is stainless steel. It is an alloy. It is also a solid in solid solution. We can write examples alloys. Alloys. Yes, alloys are example for solid in solid. Best example you can say ornamental gold. Right? Hope you are following. I think you are following, right? Yes. Next, let's discuss about. This is about the solid solutions. Now let's discuss about liquid solutions. So liquid solutions, here solute is gas and solvent is liquid. So we don't like fruit juices which are prepared at home. Okay, so no one likes fruit juices prepared by mama at home. So they won't drink mango juice, sapota juice like that. But they like to drink Coke, Diet Coke, right? They like to drink Thumbs Up, Sprite. So every time after having non-veg, everybody wants Sprite. I want Sprite. So why I am saying this is, soda water is what? Soda water is nothing but carbon dioxide dissolved in water. Carbon dioxide dissolved in water. Sprite, if you open bottle, what happens? you will get bubbles. You will see the bubbles. Is it correct or not? Yes, that is their carbon dioxide is solute and water is solvent. So carbon dioxide is what? Gas. Water is what? Liquid. So cool drink is an example of what kind of solution? Gas in liquid solution. Gas in liquid solution. Is it correct or not? One more thing. All the animals need oxygen for their survival. Is it correct or not? Yes. So we all need oxygen we are getting from atmosphere. But what about aquatic animals? I am not teaching biology here. I want to make you to understand what is gas in liquid solution. So how aquatic animals are getting oxygen? So aquatic animals are getting oxygen in the dissolved form. Okay. Due to atmospheric pressure, the atmospheric oxygen is dissolved in water. Okay. That oxygen is consumed by the aquatic plants and animals. Therefore, oxygen in water is also an example for gas in liquid solution. So normal water also contains water, so oxygen. So therefore, I can give oxygen in water, carbonated water, that is cool drinks, etc. That is carbonated water, etc. Next, solute is liquid and solvent is liquid. Solute is liquid and solvent is liquid. Alcohol and water. Okay, alcohol and water. So you take some alcohol and you mix water to it. So it is an example. Ethanol. How can you prepare ethanol? So you want to prepare this much 96% of ethanol. How you prepare? It will take 96% of ethanol means nearly 100 ml. For 100 ml alcohol, you mix 4 ml of water. That is 96% of alcohol, right? So you can give example, that is ethanol dissolved in water. Ethanol. Or else you take one glass of water and you add 1 spoon of or 1 cap of ethanol to it and mix. So here water is solvent and ethanol is solute. Liquid in liquid. Ethanol is also liquid and water is also liquid. Therefore it is said to be liquid in liquid. Ethanol in water. Next, solid in liquid. You can give many examples like salt solution, sugar solution, glucose in water, etc. Glucose water. If you feel sick, you add some glucose in water and you will drink glucose water. So it is an example for solid. Glucose is solid. Is it correct or not? Water is liquid. Glucose in water. Glucose is solute and water is solvent. So that's why it is said to be solid in liquid solution. So that is glucose in water. Last and finally, gaseous solutions. Gaseous solutions. Liquid in gas. Liquid in gas. So liquid in gas. So that is, for example, chloroform. So chloroform is a liquid, right? So if you spray in air, what happens? It will spread uniformly, right? If you want to kidnap any person, right? Actually, don't do that thing. In films we have seen, right? So villains kidnap heroines. What they do? They take one spray and they will sprinkle on heroines. So what happens? The heroine will fall down. So here I am not directing movie here. So what I mean to say is, chloroform is liquid. If you spray it in air, it mixes uniformly. So that means it's a homogeneous mixture. Air is solvent, air is gas. Is it correct or not? Chloroform is solute. Therefore, chloroform in air. Right? You can give example. Chloroform in air. Chloroform in air. Next, solid in gas. Solid in gas. So you take some camphor. You take some camphor. So that is camphor, karpura. Camphor, and you mix nitrogen gas. It will become homogeneous mixture. It will become homogeneous mixture. That means the camphor spreads uniformly throughout in nitrogen gas. That is camphor in nitrogen gas. Camphor in nitrogen gas. Hope you understand, right? Gas and gas solution does not exist. Why? Because gases diffuse, right? Gases won't stay one side. If you mix two gases also, what happens? They will diffuse. So that's why gas and gas solution is not possible. Gas and gas solution is not possible, but somebody will say air is a mixture of air is a homogeneous mixture of gases and all. So, but actually, so gas and gas solution is not possible, right? So note down this table. That's all the class for today. See you all. See you in next class. Thank you. You can note the table.
Okay.
Bye, sir.